tonight we revisit boxing's most unforgiving truth, that a fight is never finished until it is enforced. These are some of the greatest comebacks in boxing history.
Combat countdown. No mercy.
Number 5, Julian Jackson versus Hero Graham. The 24th of November, 1990, we find ourselves in the evocative setting of Spain, witnessing what appears to be a total pugilistic masterclass, but unfortunately for the Hawk. He is the student, not the teacher. Harrell, a man of sublime movement who has never before been stopped, is painting a masterpiece of defensive evasion. He is hurting Jackson early. In the opening stanzas, Graham is landing at will, finding the mark with a regularity that is frankly alarming for the Jackson camp. By the second round, disaster strikes. Jackson is wobbled, nearly sent careening through the ropes by a blistering Graham assault, and then the physical catastrophe. His left eye, the very eye he had surgery on just 1 year prior, is beginning to fail him. He is fighting blind in one eye. He switches to a southpaw stance, a desperate, calculated gamble to protect that damaged socket from further trauma. As we enter the third, the officials are circling like vultures. The doctor is on the apron, peering into the wreckage. Jackson is down on every scorecard, trailing in every statistical category, but he carries that unnatural concussive power in a fight he was losing by every measurable metric. He finds the one right hand that defies the laws of physics. A comeback for the ages. Number 4, Arturo Gatti versus Wilson Rodriguez. The 23rd of March, 1996. Behold the thunder of Arturo Gatti, a man who treats his own physical well-being as a secondary concern to the spectacle of the struggle. Early on, the respect for Gatti's power is evident, but the champion simply cannot find his range. Rodriguez is a blur. The jab is fast. The straight right is clinical, and he circles away from danger with practiced ease. Gatti's face, which historically does not accept the intrusion of a glove well, is already showing the strain. A mouse appears in the first, and by the second round both eyes are closing. It is a physiological disaster unfolding in real time. In the fourth, the drama reaches a fever pitch. Gatti is hurt, taking a brutal beating, his legs looking like jelly as he teeters on the very brink of a knockout defeat. The ringside doctor is contemplating a mercy stoppage as he stares into the swollen wreckage of Gatti's countenance. But then the fifth round arrives. Despite a point deduction for low blows that would break a lesser man, Gatti's dedication to the body pays off. His cutman performs a miracle in the corner. The eyes open just enough to see the target, and he rises from the ashes of a certain defeat to claim a victory of pure, unadulterated heart. Number 3, Juan Manuel Marquez versus Manny Pacquiao on the 8th of December, 2012. We are witnessing the fourth installment of a saga that has been etched into the very granite of boxing history. In the early sequences, the pace is frantic, as both men seek to punctuate a rivalry that has spanned a decade. But then, behold, in the third round, Marquez finds a looping overhand right of extraordinary force. Pacquiao is down. The world is in a state of absolute disbelief, as the Mexican counterpuncher proves that he still possesses the heavy timber to hurt the Filipino dynamo, however. The tide turns with a violent suddenness. As we move into the middle rounds, Pacquiao begins to dictate the terms of the engagement with his trademark speed and lateral movement. Look at Marquez now. He appears slow. His timing is seemingly blunted by the unrelenting assault. He is bleeding profusely from a shattered nose. His jaw is hanging open as he struggles for air. He looks every bit of his age and the miles of his career. Pacquiao is dominating, frustrating the legend at every turn. But do not be deceived by the visual of the carnage. Marquez is waiting. He is calculating. In the 6th round, amidst a flurry of activity, Marquez ducks a lead jab and unleashes a right hand of surgical, concussive precision. Pacquiao falls as if he were struck by a high-velocity projectile. No count is necessary. A rivalry that defined an era has been ended with a single, thudding exclamation point. Number 2, George Foreman versus Ron Lyle, the 24th of January, 1976. We find ourselves in the evocative setting of Las Vegas for a heavyweight encounter that defies the very definition of human endurance. As the bell rings, we are witnessing not a boxing match, but a primitive collision of tectonic plates. And look at this. Lyle finds the range quickly. He is putting his punches together with a malicious intent that has Big George backpedaling in a state of absolute, unmitigated confusion. Foreman is down. The crowd at Caesar's Palace is in a state of collective cardiac arrest as they witness the potential crumbling of a heavyweight dynasty. But do not write the obituary yet. Foreman rises from the debris of that knockdown and roars back with a heavy timber of his own. Now it is Lyle who is sent to the floor. It is a pendulum of brutality, swinging back and forth with a ferocity that beggars belief. Wait, Foreman is down again, a second trip to the abyss. He looks finished, but both men refuse to concede a single inch of territory. They are standing in the center of the ring, throwing primitive, wide-looping haymakers with a total, reckless disregard for their own physical well-being. He is unleashing a barrage of anvil-like blows that are systematically dismantling the defense of his opponent. Lyle collapses. He falls into the ropes and down to the canvas. He tries to rise, but the equilibrium is gone. Foreman has snatched victory from the jaws of certain catastrophe, an extraordinary display of pugilistic heart. Number 1, Diego Corrales versus Jose Luis Castillo. The 7th of May, 2005, two fighters, bound not by style but by will. From the opening bell, there is no distance, no caution. This is a phone booth fight, and neither man intends to leave the booth. There is no strategy unfolding before us, no grand design, only two men testing resolve, pride, and tolerance for pain, round after punishing round. Punches are not thrown here, they are exchanged, hook for hook, uppercut for uppercut. Castillo presses forward, compact, relentless. Corrales answers, taller, sharper, but absorbing punishment. This is not boxing as avoidance. This is boxing as endurance. As the rounds pass, the balance begins to shift. Castillo is landing again and again. The bodywork takes its toll. Corrales continues to fire, but the reactions are slower. The cost is mounting. Now we arrive at the 10th round, and in fights of this nature, the 10th round is not a round at all. It is a reckoning. Corrales goes down, a clean knockdown, born of accumulation, not a single blow. He rises, but the eyes tell a different story. This is not momentary trouble. This is fatigue meeting precision, and again Corrales is down. For the second time in the round, in slow motion, the truth is unmistakable. The legs betray him. The equilibrium is gone. For most fighters, this is the end. The referee watches. Castillo senses it. But something happens here. This is the moment when a fight stops being about damage and becomes a question of survival. One man believes the end is near. The other refuses to accept it. A left hook, sudden, precise. Castillo is wobbled. Corrales advances. The referee steps in. It is over.
Combat countdown. No mercy!